Hey guys, I'm Greg. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's go see what's in the fridge today, guys. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We're going to finish up the SweetWater. I brought two of them back, and this is the second one. This is their SweetWater IPA, guys. And this one has best if enjoyed by 7/14 of 2015. So we still got a couple of months on this one, so I think it's pretty fresh. This is another bottle conditioned beer, but unlike the 420, this one has 6.3% alcohol written right on the side of the label. Don't know why they don't do it on the 420. I guess it's a secret, but they got it on this one. So maybe this one will be just a tad better than the one we had yesterday. It says here on the side, this Mammoth IPA is dry hop to the gills, delivering a kick you in the teeth hop chop. This beer is unfiltered, as with all SweetWater brews, to leave all the natural flavors intact. Don't float the mainstream is their main logo. During the course of the trip, I did pick up a 6-pack of the 420s and a 6-pack of this, and I did enjoy this one a tad better than the 420. The 420 doesn't seem to have enough taste for my taste buds. To me, it's like a good transitional beer, but there's a lot of people that like the pale ales and drink them on a regular basis, and I can appreciate that. But I like something with a little more hoppiness to it usually. And the 420 left a little bit to desired. I really enjoyed it back 3 years ago when I first reviewed it and had it, but it just didn't quite seem to come up to par for my palate nowadays. So try to grade it accordingly, but I really think they should put the ABV on that beer bottle like they do on this one. I don't know why they put it on one and not the other. What's up with that? What's up with that? What the? But anyway, let's get on with this one. This is their SweetWater IPA, 6.3% on the bottle. Rate Beer says 6.4, so they got it wrong again. And 6.3 at Beer Advocate. So Rate Beer, need to update your site there, brothers. This is a IPA. Says here on the commercial description, says this Mammoth IPA is defined by generous quantities of premium hops and balanced with a premium selection of English malt. Traditionally, unfiltered IPAs lead to the slight haze appearance. An extensive dry hopping process contributes to its very intense floral hop aroma. The IPA is unfiltered and is always unpasteurized to leave all the natural flavors intact. If you're at the brewery, you'll be able to guess what style of beer every brewer has in his hand. The beer you've been training for. Malt is two-row, pale malt Munich, 7 to 80 crystal, and wheat. Hops are Columbus and Golding. Dry hops are Columbus and Golding, so Columbus and Golding exclusively on this. I don't have the IBUs listed on here. It's not on the bottle. It's not on either site. So we'll take a guess at it when we do the beer tasting here. Food pairings for this one is your typical IPAs. The cuisine is curried in Thai. Cheese is peppery, Monterey pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar. Your more pungent cheeses, Gorgonzola Limburger. And the meat for poultry, fish, shellfish, and salmon, and grilled meat. I always add the grilled meat to my IPAs because I like everything off the grill, guys. Steaks, chops, chicken, burgers, dogs, everything. Glass rice pint Becker non tumbler mug stainless Sadell. I'm going to use the solvent beer glass here again, guys. And not recommended for extended celery because it is an IPA. Need an opener? Give me a shout. Got 2 left. Alright. This one matches the label pretty good. What do you think? Let me lay that down here so you can see what's going on. Alright, guys. In the glass we go. I also reviewed this beer about 3 years ago. So this is a re-review for 2015. Not quite the head that we poured yesterday. Still a good looking beer. Just a tad darker than the 420 was yesterday. Nice orangey amber tangerine color. Slightly darker than yesterday's. Got a slight haze on it since it's an unfiltered beer, but I can still see the bulb through it, so it's not super cloudy. It's not like a massive wheat beer or anything like that where you can't see through it. So, still looks pretty good in the glass. What do you think? Let's get a nose on it. Oh yeah, the citrusy pine and grapefruit really stand out on this beer. Definitely tell by smelling it this is an IPA. If I was blindfolded, I could. This is an IPA. Nice pineapple grapefruit smell too. Awesome smelling beer. I have a feeling it's going to be awesome tasting too. Let's find out. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. The tangerine is this. Tangerine and grapefruit is off the chain. Very, very tasty. Not too bitter either. Got a nice sweetness to it, like a Two Heart. Oh yeah. That's more like my cup of tea right there, guys. Being the hophead that I am. Speaking of the hops outside, here it is. I'm reviewing this beer on the 6th, 7th of May, and the hops are already over my head. They're already 6 foot tall outside. So they went to town while I was gone to Florida. They're climbing the strings very nicely out there. I wouldn't be surprised if I have a hop harvest in June or July. Wow, that's a tasty beer. That's more like it. It is for this guy anyway. Oh yeah. Very, 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 very nice. Got a feeling this is going to get a better grade than the 420. But it's right out of the fridge, about 40 degrees. So let's let it warm up a hair and take it back and let her get a taste or two out of it. And we'll come back and finish it up. I'm trying to do some of these beers. I brought a massive beer mail or beer selection back from my trip to Florida. And no, I didn't take it. I didn't put them all in the motorcycle. It was raining cats and dogs the week we left, and it rained on us all the way to Tampa. So I ended up putting the bike up in the trailer and pulling it down, and was able. That enabled me to stay dry, first of all, and second of all, able to make stops and pick up as much beer as I wanted to. So it was like a win-win situation. Stayed dry and picked up beer. Yeah, that's a ticket. All right, guys, let's let her have a sip or two, and I'll come back and do the final chug and grade on this one. A lot more impressed with this than I was with 420. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. This is a lot better beer than the 420 in my opinion. Of course, they're not the same style. One's pale and one's an IPA, but this is more in line with what the beer actually should be. The 420 is just it's just a pale ale, but the hops, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that review for yesterday. Wasn't blown away by that beer. This one, it's not blowing my hair back on my socks off, but it's definitely an A beer, guys. It's very, very tasty. I'm on the fence, though, between an 8 and a 9 on this one, though. Let's do the final chug. Guys, I mean, there's a lot of people who say this is a 9 beer, but I'm only going to give it the 8. It does have the ABV on here, and it's got the best of enjoyed by, not the bottled on date. Really would like to see the bottled on date, because some of these brewers give it a lot longer shelf life than it should have. I don't know what SweetWater is giving their beers, whether it's 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, or where they're actually putting their shelf life at. I'm not real sure. But it's good beer. It's a good beer. It's definitely an A beer. I'll leave it at that. I could just as easily give it a 9, but I've had some beers that are just a tad better than that. And don't get me wrong, it is a very tasty IPA. I would probably buy this beer if I could get my hands on it here in Virginia. It was a very nice beer, a nice session IPA. It's only 6.23%, so not a big beer. It's not like you're drinking a double or imperial or a 10% IPA, a double IPA. It's a very nice beer, very, very nice. So I'm going to give it the 8. Over to Beer Advocate, I give it an 89. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, it would probably be a 91 or 92 is where I would put it. But Rate Beer goes whole hard out for this one. 97 overall and 97 in the style. I don't think it's quite to that number. So if I was to give it a 9, it would probably be a 96 or a 95, somewhere in that area. But it might get a 97, but I don't think it's quite to that scale yet. So as people's palates change, when you first get into IPAs, you would taste something like this and go, "Wow, it just blows your hair back," and this is a 9 or a 10. But as your palate changes and you drink more and more different IPAs and better IPAs and some not quite so good IPAs over time, you realize where the top of the scale ends up being, and on down the chain. So I think I probably gave this a 9 the last time, but I don't think it's quite to the 9 scale with my palate where it's at right now. So 8 for me on this one, guys. This is SweetWater's IPA. If you've had this one, this is a re-review because I did it about 3 years ago. Still a very tasty beer. I would prefer this over the 420 any day. So, that being said, if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys, and let's see what we can dig out of the fridge tomorrow. See you then.